Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Something Cafe. Declan, would you stop looking at your phone? You're on air. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Something Cafe. This is episode 15 with your host, Celestino Duley. Thank you for stopping by and grabbing a cup. Today we have infamous background noises of other college students who have a 50-50% chance of contracting an STD. And we have Declan Duley. Declan Duley, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Declan. I'm his brother. What else do you need me to say?
Stellar. Typically with introductions, you speak more than just the lineage, perhaps, maybe, who you are or what you do.
Okay, I'm Declan. Like I said, I'm his brother. I play football at the University of Illinois, and I'm a punter.
All right, brother. So why are you a punter and not a kicker?
I decided I was better at punting than kicking, so I
now what? Okay,
kept going.
So riddle me this, Batman. So you said you're better at punting than kicking.
Yeah.
What do you do with your leg when you kick?
You kick the ball.
And what do you do with your leg when you punt?
You punt the ball.
We're gonna try that again.
It's different.
No, it's not. We're gonna try.
It's different.
How does your leg move when you kick?
My leg so if I'm kicking, my leg's like
it goes back to forward.
Back to forward like that. When punting, it's going back to forward like that.
Either way, that's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It is the same thing. You can't. Punting is different than kicking. That's like saying it's like saying like green grapes and red grapes. Like that's like
Those
saying
are not the same thing.
That's like saying they are both not grapes.
Okay, but they're still different.
But they are both grapes, right?
Yeah.
So they're both kicking.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to agree with that. Oh my gosh, Declan, this is a comedy podcast, darn it. You're supposed to. All right. Well, I'm glad you popped the tire on that one, brother. All right.
What?
So you're at the University of Illinois. And I think you already said this, you're my biological brother, right?
Supposedly, you don't believe so.
Correct. Now, how cool is it that you're my okay, so let me just back this up. How cool do you feel, and how many women ask you daily what it's like and how cool it is for you to be related to me?
Never.
Let's get the jokes out of the way, okay? Please, I'm trying to be serious here. How cool does it feel to be related to me?
Oh, I mean, kind of. Not a whole lot. I don't think about it on a daily basis, but.
And why don't you?
Because I think it should be the other way around.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth, Declan. Thinking about that. So yes, we are biological brothers, and I implore you to look at the video. You will notice that Declan's audio, pardon my French mother, you will notice that Declan's audio sounds like shit right now. That's because Declan, this is our first virtual episode. You will still be getting the same camera quality from me, the perfect pristine camera with the professional set. I have 3 to 4 studio lights going on me right now. I have certain compressors and certain machinery using certain methods to compress my audio to make it sound crisp and clear and perfect, with the second best condenser microphone on the public market, and Declan is using his Beats headphones. So, that's where we are. So let us know if there's any issues with it as you're listening or watching. Mostly, the people who consume the podcast are listening to it, like something like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But let us know if you know, if it's good, you know, if you like it, you know, just you know, if you like the episode. So, you're my biological brother. Now, we look nothing alike, clearly. Why do you think that is?
I think you got the short end of the stick. I don't think it was me that looks different. I think you're the one that looks different. You look nothing like our parents.
You suck, you know that? How? What?
You don't look anything like mom or dad.
Yes, I do. When mom was like 400 pounds, I looked like her.
That's a crazy statement.
Yeah, it is, and it's true. And dad, I look exactly like dad. You look nothing like dad.
What? Neither of us look like
What
dad.
are you on? Dad is
Neither of us look like
dad's
dad.
like a thicker, dark-haired dude, and you're like a walking paper straw.
What?
Yeah, you
No.
heard me. Yeah. Yeah,
If
so
any-
so
well,
Declan,
Well, if we think about it literally,
but you don't
I'm
think
more like
so.
dad.
So
You are more you are more like mom. Mom's the Italian one, you're the Italian one. Dad's the Irish one, I'm the Irish
so
one.
you just contradicted yourself. You said I don't look anything like anybody, and then you just said I look like
I don't
mom.
look like them, but that's who I get it from. It's from dad.
Well, you must have contracted their, I don't know, like their emotions, because there's nothing physical that you contracted from. You are like most of us are in like our family, me, you, and then mom and dad. You know, me, mom, and dad. You know, like typically rounder, dark-haired people, and then here comes Declan. You know, freaking 7 foot, you know, beanpole. You know, with blonde hair, Aryan blue eyes, and like a certain knack for German history, and no one knows where it came from. Literally no one. So when I was younger, I would tell him that he was adopted, and that would make him cry, and that was hilarious.
I wouldn't cry about
Yeah,
that.
you would. You little cry
No, I
baby.
wouldn't.
You little cry baby. Huh? You're
No,
gonna
you
cry.
told somebody that you
gonna
told
cry.
somebody that I was
You're gonna
adopted
cry
though.
to mama. You're gonna cry. You're gonna cry to mama. You kill mom. My mom is texting me
No,
right
you-
now saying, "Don't embarrass your brother." Hey, mother. Just did. Wabam.
No, who did you tell? You told somebody that I was adopted.
Like
It
30
was at a
people.
soccer game.
Dude, I told so many
No,
people.
it was at this one. It was at a soccer game. And,
Yeah, okay. I went to like I played like what 30 soccer games 10 years ago. You know,
No, this was my soccer game. This was my soccer game that you were
yeah,
at.
I'm gonna remember that.
No, you told because it was you had a friend there or somebody you went to school with.
I had a couple friends and I went to school with a couple of them. Yeah.
They were at the game.
Well, yeah, they
And
would.
so you were sitting with them there asking
so if they're
who,
at
whose
the
brother you were, and you told them,
yeah.
and then you told them that I was adopted, and they believed it for the longest time, because then their brother was one of my best friends. So
I
then
had that same
for the longest time
conversation.
they actually believed it.
I had that same conversation with like 30 people. So
I figured.
yeah. So Declan, when did you decide? So hold on. Let me ask you this. What bowl did you use to cut your hair with?
I didn't.
So there was no bowl in use?
This is not a bowl cut.
So you didn't use you didn't dump a salad out, because there's no way you eat salads.
No.
So you dumped the salad out and then put the bowl on top of your head and then took the trimmer around it, right?
No, I did not use a bowl.
So are you
That's an
auditioning
insult to
for
Rod.
the next Mario movie as the supporting actor of Toad? Are you? For the
No.
Mushroom Kingdom? Do you have a mushroom head right now?
I do not have a mushroom head.
Dude, that hair blocks out more sun than any sunglasses could. Genuinely a baseball cap would be useless on you. Like, if for some reason we went into a nuclear winter, we could hang ornaments off of your hair. It is so far out. You would be our weird little, gross little Christmas tree. What do you think about that, huh? Little Christmas tree boy. So you're a kicker punter thing, and tell me, just go into how that came to be. Why did you pick the most boring role in a football team? Like, tell me where it started, who got you into it, why you were good at it from the beginning, you know, and when did you hit your head to make yourself think that you wanted to do this instead of maybe a more fun role in the game? What are you looking for?
Outlet.
We are in a pot. We are on air, Declan. Ladies and gentlemen, you will notice that Declan is not the most seasoned veteran when it comes to this stuff, whereas I am. He is not. Back to my question that you so rudely interrupted. Go ahead. Fill us in.
So I played soccer growing up, and then going into high school, I still played soccer, and then we also had the idea of possibly trying to kick, because we found out that the soccer team, or no, the football team normally had soccer players kick for them.
Well, because in soccer you typically use your legs, right?
For the most part.
Okay. Go on.
I was a goalkeeper though, so I did get to use my hands. No, so then even my soccer coaches thought it was a good idea. They told me that I had a really strong leg, so I should probably try it. So I did, and then so that was freshman year of high school.
Okay.
Is when I started out. That's when I was just kicking at that point.
Just
So I
but
wasn't.
so
I
you
didn't
you
punt
you
yet.
you were on the the football team though.
Yeah,
Okay. So something else I
played
should
soccer
have.
and played soccer and football at the same time.
Now correct me if I'm wrong. Did you play soccer the whole 4 years?
No,
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
only
So
played the 1 year. I only played the 1 year.
one. So then from sophomore to senior is when you were fully kind of committed.
Yeah, I
I
did.
gotcha.
It wasn't. I still was doing other sports, but I wasn't playing soccer.
Okay. Okay. Now the rest of your high school career, what now? I mean, obviously you were good at it from the start. Freshman year, they kind of took you in because you know Coach J saw how talented you were and how strong of a leg you had, because all you've used your legs for thus far is running away from girls, and it shows because you have incredibly powerful legs. Now, at what point in high school did you really kind of like what point did you really think to yourself like, all right, this might actually I might actually have something in this. What point did that click?
Um, I would say after the first showcase I went to
Tell me about that.
for kicking. There every year there's a was it spring? I think it was spring.
That's one of the seasons, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a winter and a spring. I went to the spring showcase up in Chicago.
Okay.
And there you chart a certain amount of punts, kicks, kickoffs, and then they will, once they get all the data across the country, they will rank kids.
Mm-hmm.
They have a ranking system, and I was ranked second. So
Oh wow.
once I found that out, I mean, that's kind of when I started to really
Second in what? Second in the state or second in the
country.
country. And what country?
United States of America.
You're damn right. Second in the country. You know, I still use that as a bragging right for you when people ask me about you. I typically say, even like if someone asked me it last week, I would still say that he's ranked number one in the United States. Is that still factual?
I mean, I'm not gonna go around saying I am, but in high school, I guess, yeah.
But what place are you in right now?
It doesn't matter anymore.
What place?
It doesn't matter anymore
Why? Because you don't
because I'm
do
past that
the
stage
program, right?
I've made it to college, so
So that
I'm past all of that.
so the rankings just for high school, so colleges can kind of like look at the ranks.
Yeah, that's a way for colleges to look to see who they want to take
So
if they want to offer anybody.
you did make it to the first, right?
What did to number one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good boy.
yeah. So then a year later after that first showcase, so I didn't. I guess I'll say this too. I didn't start punting until sophomore year of high school.
Well, punting and kicking are the same thing. So you've been punting
Well,
for
but punting
for a
is what I
while.
do.
Um,
Punting is what I do.
yeah, yeah.
So I didn't start punting until I was a sophomore, and then that sophomore spring is when I went to um, another showcase, which then I got ranked number one.
Okay, and how long did you hold that belt?
2 years,
Solid. What
basically
was
to finish high school.
what was the difference between yours and second?
Um,
Like
the number 1 through 5, I mean,
ballpark.
we had a lot of the same punt. A lot of it, I think, would have to do with the way we punch, like the technique
Okay.
behind it.
How
'Cause
do they rank that?
you can hit a 45-yard, 4.5 second ball
Mm-hmm.
multiple different ways. But if one looks cleaner,
Okay.
if it's faster from like the time I catch it to the time I punt it,
Sure.
um, and the guy staying the shortest in terms of like how many steps they're taking,
Sure.
it's going to be thrown into the factors as well of
Interesting.
how they're going to place the kids.
So it's not just distance; it's also technique.
But yeah, it's not just.
So someone could
I know
sink.
I know a couple of guys that hit better balls than I did in certain showcases that like I
Funny
still place higher than them.
sentence. So yeah, you could have someone sinking, 80 yards, but if it's really sloppy, it doesn't like they could still be second.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the farthest now? Okay, hold on. I know we just talked about technique. Do you have any like good records for yourself, like distance wise, that you kind of look at and you think to yourself, yeah, that went really far, but my technique wasn't that good? Do you think about that, and do you even count those? Do you take the technique into consideration when you think about what your best punt has been?
I wouldn't say I do. I wouldn't say I like just count it out if I'm not happy with it.
Okay.
Because I mean, if I do it, I do it.
What's the
There's
farthest
nothing
one that you've
farthest one.
Well, I guess now when I say farthest, we could be talking about what's, you're at one end of the field and you just see how far it is, regardless of the posts. And then there's also what's the farthest one that you've actually been punting to. Punting has nothing to do with the field goals, does it?
No.
Well, that derails my entire question. What's the farthest punt?
70 yards.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot. So
How long is a football field?
100 yards.
So that's about, wouldn't you say 30 yards off from the entire field?
roughly.
So why haven't you hit
Um,
100 yet?
just haven't gotten there yet. But I'll
Okay,
also say this though,
we'll get
it's
there.
measured from the line of scrimmage to where the ball either hits the ground or the ball is caught. So that's discounting roll, and that's discounting the 15 yards from me to the actual spot that the ball is being snapped from.
So where are you in relation to the line of Grinch or whatever you just said?
Line of scrimmage.
Yes, same thing.
Um, I'm 15 yards behind that.
Okay. 70. Damn.
So
That's a
70,
lot.
and then if you want to add the 15, you can, but I don't, because
Okay.
that's not how it's measured in a game.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Now, so back in high school, Declan had to have inspiration, an example to follow. And I would like to humbly say that he was watching me. Why? Because I played football senior year. And I'm probably the reason why he's made it so far. Because when I was playing, don't laugh, when I was playing football, he was watching me and he was thinking to himself, first of all, how on earth did he get in that uniform? And then second of all, I want to be like him. Because I played football senior year and it was probably the most embarrassing thing I've done in my entire life. It was fun as just something to do because the theater program got shut down, kind of, and well, the theater program didn't get shut down, but like you remember all of like the plays and stuff. Yet you had to wear
Yeah.
masks and act and sing, and the whole point of acting is to use your face and to sing and to do this, and like it was just like it's kind of like if they made you play football naked. It's like, well, yeah, we're still playing football, but it's like this doesn't feel right. Although I bet you guys do play football naked in the locker rooms. So then I was like, the Coach Jay. It was kind of funny. Like I'm sure I told you this, Declan, but Coach Jay, since I was like a freshman, had been like always saying like, "Hey kid, do you want to join the football team?" And I was like, "I sing and dance." And he was like, "Okay, but do you want to join the football team?" Because I've always been a big dude. My health has varied from year to year. 1 year I'm pretty healthy. The next year I'm obese and I gained 300 pounds. The next year I'm in a pretty good spot, but at least through all of it, I've always been a pretty big dude, and I've been pretty strong. And Coach Jay is the coach that we are referring to. He was always trying to like recruit me into it, kind of seeing me as like obviously I wouldn't be that good from the start, but I think he thought if he got a couple seasons under my belt, maybe I would amount to at least adequate. I kept singing and dancing and doing ballet classes, which is a true story. But once theater got shut down senior year, I said, screw it. A lot was happening for me senior year, a lot of just really bad stuff, a lot of mental health stuff, broke up with my first girlfriend. It was like just so much bad stuff was happening. So I just said, screw it. And I joined. And it was rather interesting, given that everyone in the school already knew me as the music guy, and then here I am. I look like a busted roll of, Pillsbury, croissants. The Sicilian Thunder coming out. I sprained my ankle running out of the tunnel. So that just goes to
Did you
show you,
actually?
yeah. So that just goes to show you how equipped I was. I thought I told you that.
No, you never told me that.
Yeah. Well, now I know you don't listen to my podcast, so
Well, not all of it.
you suck. But yeah, it was a tunnel. It was like I was, because I was a senior, so they put all the freaking seniors up in front, and I'm looking around all the seniors, all these like 7-foot black dudes. And I'm
Oh.
like looking all around me. I'm like, I'm like, my pants are so full of urine, and they're like,
The Italian sausage.
they're like pushing me up in front, like, yeah, Stino, go Stino, yeah, Stino, yeah, go up. And I'm just like, yeah, guys. I'm like, up in front. I'm a senior. All these 8-foot black dudes around me. They can
They just get
run.
trampled.
They can run like a Toyota. And then all the freshmen are in the back, and I'm like, I keep trying to sneak to the back. And they're like, no, Stino, senior. And I'm like, okay. And then the tunnel happens. So I'm like, I have to kick it into gear. So I'm like running as fast as I can. Of course, all I can feel is the wind of people just fume, 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 rushing by me. And I try to like go even harder. And then I just straight up just roll my ankle. And that's probably the most pathetic part about it all. What was it like? What was it like for you when I joined the football team?
I mean, nothing really changed. Um, I would say,
I forgot I had a burrito in the microwave.
oh, I haven't
Go
eaten
on.
it today. I need to eat.
I have not eaten yet either. No.
No, I would say nothing really changed, I guess. But I mean, sideline. I guess energy.
Thanks.
Um,
No, you
well,
were
let's think about it. Let's think about it. Your helmet got more playing time than you did.
Wait, say that again.
Your helmet got more playing time than you did.
Hold on. Let's just. I just want to unpack that. What changed when I joined the team? The sideline. Yeah, that is what everyone wants to hear. Yeah. Like it's like someone like really getting into painting, and then people look at their painting, and then the person asks, "So what changed after I started painting?" And everyone was like, "Well, now we know what not to paint." Yeah. Okay. So my helmet got more field time than I did, strictly because I was probably the only person.
No, it was Elon's helmet. Elon's helmet broke. So then we're scrambling around trying to figure out who has an extra large helmet.
And who is not
Nobody.
playing.
Nobody has an extra large helmet except Celestino. He's got this big old head.
Dude, and I was like, when they said we need your helmet, when they said we need your helmet, I did not hand something over faster in my life, because I was the only person on that like 80 dude team that refused to play. Coach Jay would try to put me on.
We tried to get you in.
And I kept saying no. I was like, dude, I'm going to get eaten. I don't even know. I've been doing this for like 6 months now. I don't even know the rules. Like, I don't know how to play.
It wasn't even that long, dude. It was like a month.
Dude, I still don't know how the game works. So he was like, you should go in, you should go in. I'm like, what do you mean? That's like...
I remember talking on the sideline with everybody, and I remember talking to Coach Jay.
Dear.
We were genuinely talking back and forth about, like, how are we going to get you in?
Maybe if, like, you threw a taco out in the middle of the field, like, then I would, like, probably step foot on the turf. But, dude, I was the only person asking not to play. So when they said that they needed my helmet, I was like, yeah. I had the cleanest jersey ever. I didn't even have to wash it. At the end of the season, I just put it on a hanger and handed it back to him. Like, there was not a single bit of dirt on my jersey.
Yeah, no, how many practice reps did you get?
I don't even know what that means. What?
Like, how do you ever actually get in practice? I think you did.
I mean, like with the against like the big metal dummies. I don't even know what they're called.
No, not drills or the sled.
The sleds.
I'm talking about like actual. You're on the line going against the O lineman.
I mean, I did a couple, but it was no different than me tap dancing. I did it wrong every time on purpose because I didn't want anybody to touch me.
No, I think I remember one rep that you did.
Yeah, one rep, and it was.
We were all sitting back there, and everybody was watching you because we knew he just threw you in, and this is the first. I think this was the first practice. This might have been your first practice. That
Yeah,
they threw
it
you
makes
in
me
for
feel
one play.
it makes me feel great knowing that you guys were talking about me like, man, like watch this loser. Watch
Well, no, it
this.
wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. Watch this loser. It was
Oh, it but
just watch
it
this
but
idiot.
you know it was for some people. I'm the new
I
theater
mean,
guy and I go up there and like,
yeah.
oh dude, watch freaking Donut Boy up there get blasted.
Yeah, but I genuinely think a lot of people understood why you were even there because I mean, that was just a horrible year. That year
And
was horrible for
just
everybody. So like
yeah.
we only had 6 games for football even,
Plus
and we
plus
couldn't even practice. Like
it
it was everything got messed up on all spectrums
it was
of
just something to
high
do.
school. Exactly. It was just
It
something to do.
was
Everybody knew that it was just something to do for you, and everybody enjoyed having you on the team
I
because
guess
you were actually able to make light of it.
like
That's what I'm talking about. Like even like on the sideline, being able to just have that one guy make you
oh yeah,
laugh.
I was cheering on for the most for like the I
You
was
cheered for the other team.
okay, man, come on. Well, yeah, I was like
I vividly remember that. I
I
had to
was
yell at you. I'd like, dude, no, shut up. It's the wrong team.
yeah, I was yeah, go get
Go
like
get him.
yeah, like I would cheer for like there's a cat on the field. Yeah, I would like cheer for like the most like it's partially cloudy. Whoa, I would cheer for the dumbest things.
Well, and then our Spanish teacher got a video of us dancing, or of you dancing, and then I joined.
I miss her.
I think we were down 49-0 at that point.
I don't know. Dude, I would not know.
I think we were down 49-0. You were dancing because there was a song playing, and then I joined you.
I don't even know if
And so there's
I don't even know if a song was playing. I think I was just
Really?
dancing.
Oh, there you go.
And then yeah, mom was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a video dancing." So yeah.
And then mom posted it like 80 times on Facebook.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Mom's listening to this episode right now. You do know that, right?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you know how many texts we're gonna get from mom after this?
I can't believe I haven't gotten one yet.
I've already gotten like 6. Mom, we love you. We love you,
I
but
sent her a picture of like the setup.
that was the biggest mistake ever because mom just sent me like 10 texts like, make sure you don't embarrass Declan.
But that was all
be
That's
appropriate.
all I've said to her. That's all she said to me.
Mom, I love you. Declan loves you, but no one's getting fired because of this. So
Nobody's getting fired.
So, yeah, high school. Me and Declan went to the same high school, obviously. You know, yeah, like I was all music, I was all theater, blah blah blah, and then theater got shut down. And plus, the last thing I'll say about the football is just it was also exercise. It was also something to do physically, even if because that's kind of how I saw it. I didn't really care too much for the game, obviously. I didn't care too much for the actual games, the plays. It was an excuse to exercise and do something that I never thought I could say that I did, right? Like I was able to actually leave high school saying that I played high school football. And plus like because my favorite extracurricular was marching band. Like that was like, dude, I still wish I could do marching band like to this day. Like marching band's so much fun. I'm gonna hang up on you, why are you laughing? Marching band's fun.
No, it's really just because I don't know. I'm envisioning when especially the last year because you had to stay out at halftime
Yeah,
to
so
do the performance.
all of the football, like the whole team would go back to run plays and like to talk about something, I don't know, and the one guy that everyone knew would not benefit from that conversation, like the huddle during halftime. I was the only person that everyone was okay with me missing that because everyone knew I wouldn't get anything from it. So everyone, the whole football team would leave, and then I got to stay on the field and then play the synthesizer for marching band. That was still going on because through COVID, but it was still
Yeah.
really sucky. Like our freshman and sophomore year show for marching band was like the best ever, and then COVID happened, and then you have to think you have to think to yourself, right? Like what department in a high school would be the last one to stop things because of COVID? Of course, it's the freaking football team, right? I mean, you've got dudes that couldn't even spell farm, coaching and wearing flannels that are stained and stuff, man. But yeah, no, I think we had an awesome coach. I really, really liked him. We can't say his name just for privacy reasons, but he is a super cool dude. And he encouraged us a lot. But yeah. So from the past, Declan, tell me what it's like being my little brother.
It sucks. No.
Okay.
It's been fine. We grew up liking very different things.
Yeah. I like
So-
girls.
I liked men. But
I cannot believe I got that on video. Let's go. I'm clipping that.
that might not be going in. No, we like different things. I was more sports inclined. You were more
Women
music.
inclined.
Music.
Yeah.
And you were a lot more into gaming than I was.
Still am.
So when I would be outside wanting to play sports, you wanted to play games.
Yeah.
And
It's because it's so much easier.
so like that aspect of it, I mean, well, I still played games with you every now and then. You every now and then came outside and threw me to the ground. Because at that time you were taller than I was.
Mm-hmm. And
Which
stronger.
That didn't last long.
And stronger.
And stronger. And so I couldn't really do much. And so that was exciting.
Which made him
So
a perfect
the second I got
target.
you outside, I immediately regretted it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, and then I mean, it's like you would expect brothers to be. I don't know what else to really say about it.
Yeah.
Like I went to your stuff. You didn't go to my stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Correct.
I was kind of struck along to all of it.
Yeah, I was
I didn't
literally
really
just
go to it.
about to say. I was say
It wasn't really voluntary.
You went to my stuff because it involved mom dragging you to a very comfortable theater seat at the high school that you go to.
Sit through it.
Your stuff, it's like drive 2 hours to sit on a piece of metal in the pouring rain. So, yeah. So before we get off the football topic, what is your number? Who do you play for? Where can people watch or tune into your games or see media of you?
I play for the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. I wear number 31. I am a punter, and you can watch our games on Big Ten Network or otherwise. I mean, wherever else it's televised.
All right, good deal. So, let me know what you think of this situation. So let's say you're driving, and maybe around your dorm or your apartment complex. Excuse me. And you're driving, and you see a woman. Okay, doesn't matter what this woman looks like. You see a woman, and the woman has a dog with her, but the dog is not on a leash. Now, let's say you... I'm not saying this happened to anybody here. Let's say you hit that dog that was not on a leash, and you drove away. Who's the bad guy?
I mean, the person with the dog's kind of at fault because
Exactly.
they have a dog not on a leash. You gotta, I'm assuming a busy road.
Not busy, just it's not wide. I'm just thinking of a totally random road.
Yeah. Okay, so just it's a road in a city.
An apartment complex.
An apartment.
That looks very similar to the one I'm looking at right now.
Interesting.
So this was me.
Starting to do some math.
Okay. So I did not hit okay, let me just get this straight. I did not hit the dog.
You did not hit the dog.
But it was this woman, stupid woman, and she had this like cat-sized dog. Okay? Dude, how dangerous is that?
Especially not on a leash, yeah.
A cat-sized, like a small little dog
It's like
off
a
of the
squirrel
leash,
running around.
and she's walking on the side of the road, not the sidewalk, but at the side. She is on the road walking to the side of it. And again,
Oh,
this
so
is
the sidewalk's here, but she's walking here.
yeah. So she's on the same road that I am, and it's like it's not even a road. It's like the road for like in an apartment complex. So
Yeah.
it's like the one that
So
you
it's-
that you drive really slowly around to get to your
Yeah.
place. So, and it's really thin. It's really thin. Like when you see a car coming
Enough
towards
space that a
you,
regular person would think, I'm not going to walk my dog on.
yeah, and it's like thin enough where if you see a car coming towards you, both parties start to concentrate really hard to make sure that they just pass right by each other. So
Yeah.
there's this really small dog, and I'm driving, and it's not on a leash, and the dog like runs up to my car, and I'm driving, and like I slowed, I basically come to a stop, and I'm like, and I'm looking at the lady, I'm like, I'm not gonna be a Karen, but I almost rolled my window down and like said
Yeah.
something like, hey, dumbass, put your dog on a leash. Because then in that same moment, I thought to myself, what if I hit that dog? Because that dog would die instantly. It gets
Yeah.
it gets under my tire, gone, pancake, just two-dimensional furry friend, just dead, cold, blood everywhere, fur matted, dead. You know, just the skull is in pieces, dead. And it was just because I was driving, I didn't see it, and the dog was not on a leash. I thought to myself, what would I do? Because you kind of have to ask yourself that flight or fight question, right? We all say we would do this, we would do that, but if you think about it, what would you actually do? Would you either A, get out, go up to her? Obviously, she's screaming. Obviously, she's freaking out, right? She's crying, freaking out, maybe trying to like fight me. Do I either A, get out and deal with that and have to figure something out with her, or B, keep driving and not have to worry about any of it?
Depends on where you're at, because are you right by the exit of the...
No, this is
Parking
like
lot kinda
this
thing?
this is like
This is like the
deeper
middle of it.
into the complex, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, you kind of have to stop. I mean, where are you going to go?
I keep going forward, then take a left, and then just
Yeah.
park and go up to my place.
Oh, I don't think you can just get out of it, though, because, I mean, they're going to recognize your car.
Right. So
You
then
got to come back at some point.
Well then it's like, okay, so she's gonna take my plate down and then file a police report.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna win that anyways.
Because her dog...
Is not on a
Yeah.
leash.
Look.
So it's
do
like,
you have like something
it is
available
like
to look
the-
up like the law on that?
It is like the
Look
most
up the law on that.
evil. It's like the most evil thing that I could do accidentally, but yet I would feel fine walking away from that because it's like
Yeah.
I don't even know. Looking at it from the perspective of the woman, I don't even know what you would want me to do.
Yeah.
What would I possibly do if I got out? Like, what would you want me to do if I got out of the car and like talk to you? Maybe give you my phone number so you could sue me later, you know? Like what could you possibly want me to do? Right?
Yeah.
Like
Well, and I mean, like, you're not watching that when you're driving through there.
I
Like,
couldn't
it doesn't
even
matter
see
it
it.
doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter how fast you're going. You're not seeing that dog.
If it was like Marmaduke, I would see it, but this was like this dog was the size of my cat. And the only reason I saw it was because I saw it from afar, but once I got
Yeah.
but then like 3 seconds later, I still had some distance on it, and yet I couldn't see it because it was because I couldn't see it under my like past the hood.
Well, and they're what? They're walking on your right side.
Yeah, so it's like,
So yeah, they're on the passenger side.
and
So that entire
I've
part of the car is blocking that.
I've literally thought about this for like an hour. Like, what would I do? Because every single option is not your fault, yet you're gonna be the one getting
To blame.
yelled at
Yeah.
no matter what. Like, it's such a crappy situation. And if the
Like, you
person's
can't get out of it.
yeah, and if the person's has their dog not on a leash, then clearly that's rather indicative of their choice making anyways. So you can just imagine, okay, if they don't put their dog on a leash, then they are gonna suck in court, you know, or like
Yeah.
they are gonna say some crazy stuff to the cops. And the worst part is there are no cameras involved in this whole, you know, in this whole situation. Like, I don't have a dash cam. I'm assuming the complex doesn't have any cameras hidden in trees, you know, so it's like there wouldn't even be like,
Well, no. So I still think they do have cameras in those kinds of complexes.
hopefully,
They
because
would have. I think they would have to because I mean you got to figure out. I mean I can't say they're doing it often, but I mean who's to say there's a car there that's not authorized? to be in there?
sure.
And you got to have a pass to get in there, right?
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't be the camera. It would be the security guard that drives around who takes down plates.
True. You're right. So,
So
well, then,
then-
I guess even then,
so-
but they've got to have that must be
I
a law or
guess.
something illegal about having cameras covering your parking lot, even for just anything to happen. Not even talking about cars
For
being
safety
unauthorized
wise.
to be there, but like safety reasons.
I don't know,
Because I
because
can't
it's
really,
like,
I don't know though because there's I got my scooter
exactly.
stolen. I got my
Mhm.
scooter stolen out front of a student athlete help center, and there's no cameras out front.
crazy.
And
Like,
so I guess I don't know. And obviously that's a different situation. That's a different kind of like place
and now
or
wait,
whatever,
now
but-
is that athlete student center like a part of the campus?
Yeah.
What the heck? No
It's
cameras?
they don't have
Dude, a
cameras
college
out
can't
front.
with how much domestic violence and sexual assault and horrible crimes that there are in American colleges. Colleges need colleges are the place where the most cameras should be. Only
Yeah.
second to like prison.
It's like the fourth
What
time
the
a scooter
heck?
got stolen from there. And like they still haven't put cameras out front. Now there's like ones on the side, I think, but you can't see the front of the building from there.
I have better security than that sports center in my studio apartment with my camera and floodlight. What the heck, man? Yeah, so it's like
it's weird.
so
it's a weird
then
spot.
so then, you know, then I'm getting emotional. It's so then okay, so let's say there are no cameras. Of course, she's gonna say the dog was on a leash. Of course
Yeah.
she is. But
You don't
how
have
would
yourself to be the witness.
how would anybody prove or disprove that? The only way, and this sucks. I mean, this is a horrible option. the only way is to like take a picture of the now flattened dog and show that to the court that look, there is no leash
Well,
on
you
this
have to.
on
You
this
absolutely have to.
on this absolutely obliterated Yorkie, you know? There is no leash. But and all of this went through my mind. Like, I had passed this woman, I looked in my rearview mirror to make sure that the little dog was still there, and I parked, I got it to my place, and I just stood in my kitchen for like 30 minutes, just like, huh. How would that... It's such a stupid situation. Like, and it's all her fault. Like, people like her who are just too stupid to have some common sense. Yeah, dude. But dude,
You know what that reminds me of?
what?
When I almost hit college kids driving.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, I mean, it's not like a one specific instance, it's like multiple instances. But like, I'm trying to think in terms of crosswalks. Now, I'm not gonna say whether or not I'm in the right or the wrong because I don't know. I choose not to know because I don't plan on hitting anybody anytime soon.
I would rather live in ignorance.
But if I'm driving down a road,
Okay.
that the speed limit's 35 mile an hour,
Okay.
there's a crosswalk.
Okay.
I am still going 35 mile an hour.
Unless
this
now
is
hold on. What kind of crosswalk? There's a couple. There is an unsignaled crosswalk where there is no button.
This
there
is just
is
a
no
crosswalk.
wait.
No, there's no stoplight. There's no like,
nothing.
Flashing yellow light.
Okay.
This is just a crosswalk.
What about now? Think really hard. What about a yield sign?
Just a crosswalk.
Seriously.
Random crosswalk.
Wait till we just a random crosswalk right there.
Literally just a random crosswalk.
Where we driving? Where are we driving with G Fuel? And where do we saw somewhere? I was like, oh my goodness, where do we want me right there?
And so okay.
This now, hold on. This
crosswalk.
This crosswalk is in front of you, or it's one that's on the left or right, and you're turning.
It's in front of me, so I'm driving this way. It is here.
Okay, don't use visual things because most people listen to this.
Okay, it is in front of me.
There you go. Okay.
I am driving at it.
And it's like 35 miles per hour.
I think.
Okay.
And
Go on.
And so, like I said, so I'm getting closer to the crosswalk, probably about 50 feet now. Still going 35 mile an hour. I recognize there is college kid or kids walking.
Okay.
Not quite to even the start of the crosswalk yet.
Drunk?
So no, this is the middle of the day.
Oh, I thought at that point
I
thought that's where the story was going.
No, it's just the fact that like I'm still going the speed limit.
Okay.
And I'm like 15 feet from the crosswalk, and they think they can just walk. Because by the time I approached that, they weren't there.
That's so weird.
But now that I'm crossing it, they think they can just walk, and then I see the look on their face as I pass in the rearview mirror as they're just glaring you down.
Okay.
But I can't stop on a dime in a car.
There is no... All right, now hold on. This road that the crosswalk is on, how long of a stretch had you been driving on this road to reach this crosswalk, or is it a part of like a bigger grid of roads?
I don't know.
Well, this is an important question because Declan, pedestrians have the right of way.
They have the right of way, exactly. But what I'm saying is that I've already been driving.
Okay.
And they recognize there's a car coming. They still have to look both ways. You can't just cross without looking.
No,
I guess that's what I'm trying to get at.
No, that's on them. That's on that because it's different. Okay, so like think about think about Uptown back at home. Okay.
Yeah.
BLOOMING. Think about uptown, like that's like a big grid of roads, right?
You thinking of the
Like
roundabout?
the round, just all of those
Yeah,
roads around,
yeah.
right? You aren't driving fast on them. You're not driving slow,
No,
but you're not driving fast. In
exactly.
that case, the pedestrians have the right of way because because the roads are only like 100 feet.
Yeah.
You can stop easily and blah blah blah. But if you've been going 35 for like maybe a minute now, or maybe a good stretch, and then there's a no. I think that's on them because
Yes, no, that's what I'm getting at is the fact
there
that
is
like
no yield
they're
sign.
walking without even looking.
There is no yield sign. There is no light. That's on
Yeah.
no that's on them. I thought this story was gonna go to like when they're drunk and maybe you're
No.
driving at night, and because that sucks too, dude. Oh,
Oh
that
yes, no,
that's
trust me. I've had multiple
that's the
moments where
worst.
I almost did that. But
So
um
okay, gotcha.
okay, back to what I was saying. All right, so yeah, they're crossing, but they're not even looking to see if there's a car even coming. You have to still look. You can't
Yeah.
just not look.
Well, of course, it's like, dude, that's literally human. Like how do you like if how what how do you
And so then
not look?
and then like so yeah, so then and then the times where I do have enough time to stop, everything in my car is getting thrown to the front seat.
Of course, of
And then
course,
because I'm stopping, like I'm slamming
of
on the
course.
brakes, and then they're the ones getting mad at me
No, 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 no.
for for for
That's
getting
on
too
them.
close. You know what I mean?
That
Because like,
okay. Now,
what do you
now
want me to do?
to
You walked right out in front of me.
now to protect ourselves. This is not legal advice, but that's on them.
Yeah,
This is the last conversation I thought we would have. This is funny.
probably.
So yeah. What was like? Damn it! I was gonna say something. Oh, okay. So yeah. So like, speaking of like college and like these drunk losers and stuff like that, are you a sophomore?
I'm still a first year,
You're
so I'm
still a
still a
freshman.
freshman. Yep.
Really? When do you
So I early enrolled, right?
when does freshman year actually, yeah, go into that? I'm gonna go grab my burrito because I'm hungry to the point of where I think I'm gonna throw up. So
Okay. All right. So
go ahead
yeah.
and
So
get into that.
I graduated high school early. I only had one semester of senior year, and this is something that certain sports in college can do. Football being one of them. I think volleyball is the other. Maybe some other ones, but maybe track. I'm not too positive on that. Don't quote me. Um, so I early enrolled. I got to campus in January of last year, but that doesn't matter. I'm still a first year, even though I finished that semester and I start a whole new semester. I'm still considered a first year student, therefore being a freshman. And now finishing up last semester here of my first year. Um, so starting in the fall, I'll be a sophomore. Um, it gets very confusing, especially with football. There's been a lot of sixth year people because of COVID year. So then you get deeper into different years of eligibility with guys having um, more than 4 or 5 years. Now I think this is the last year of the COVID year guys, so I don't think we'll have any more sixth years because of that. Um, you'll still have your sixth, seventh years from injury, but yeah, I'm still considered a first year student until the end of this semester, which is coming up very soon. Um, yeah, it's very confusing. I just figured this out last week. Till this day, I've been confused about what my status is. I was a redshirt freshman football, but I was definitely ahead of that academically.
So interesting, and that's because you got in early.
Yeah,
Okay. So you get
you
more
kind of think of it
time.
no different than if I came in the summer. At
I
this
got you.
point, it was a lot more confusing when I actually showed up early, but
Right.
now it's kind of leveled out. So
Gotcha. So you're still a freshman.
yeah,
You're a freshman in college.
yep.
Tell me what that's like. You were new to college. You moved, but you didn't. I mean, you didn't move, really. I mean, it's saying you moved
I mean,
is
in a literal sense, I did, but
well, yeah. Everyone moves every day,
still
stupid. But
live close. So
Lars, stop. Um, but yeah, like, like, I guess yeah, because like you live in a dorm. No,
no,
you live in an apartment complex.
that was a bonus of early enrolling. Is that I only had to live in university housing for 1 semester.
Now, do you pay for the apartment complex, or is that through the school?
Do I pay for the apartment right now?
Yeah, like it is it like rent and everything?
No, I do not. Sorry,
Gotcha.
Casey.
So,
Um,
hey JC. So, okay.
right now I don't. Not because of school. That's because of NIL.
Okay. Okay. So, I guess yeah. Okay. So you could say that you did move out.
Yeah.
But like you just said, Declan is only what is it? It's a 2 hour drive, 2.5.
No. 1
That's my drive to work,
hour
dude.
15.
That is
Basically, yeah.
literally my
Kind of like
drive.
hour 15.
That is literally my drive to work. Awesome.
If I had to, I could probably live from home. I would just have to leave very
Yeah,
early in the morning.
that would suck though.
Oh yeah. Well, because especially with how early we have to get up.
It would also suck if I lived at home but was still going to the school that I went to.
Yeah.
Six
I
yeah,
think that's a safe bet.
16-hour drive. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
don't.
it's not very manageable in a day.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way that you could twist that to make it make sense.
No.
Y'all know, that I refrain from saying names and stuff like that of of businesses and whatnot. But yeah, basically, me and Declan are from Central Illinois. The college he's going to is basically
I
still
mean,
in Central Illinois-ish, and
where I live is pretty public.
yeah, and then well, public has nothing to do with the location, but
Yeah. Well, yeah.
like yeah, the more north you go, the cooler the people are. Like that's not how that works. But I'm in Florida. I live and honestly, I can say I live in Orlando just because it's such a huge city, and
Yeah.
there are like 100 towns surrounding it.
Well, it's like when you're from Naperville, people still say they're from Chicago, or this. I guess maybe not Naperville, but like the suburbs. It's similar to that.
Okay, but but yeah. Tell me about your first college experience. You're not in high school anymore. Your first day on your own. Run me through that.
That was a long time ago. It was a year ago. So I did technically live in not really a dorm. It was kind of an apartment, but I still shared a room with a guy. And well, we had our own kitchen, we had our own bathroom. Had a living space, kitchen, bathroom, 2 bedrooms, 2 guys in each room. Um, it was a fun semester. I don't want to ever live there again, but it was fun looking back on it. Got some good memories from it. Um, like when I came back and we didn't have a door anymore. That was fun. Um,
Now, where did the door go?
I think he got kicked down by firemen. Yeah,
One of your roommates must have been playing my mixtape.
it was actually across the hall,
Mm.
but that's a different story. Um, no, I mean it's very different than the regular college life because of being an athlete, and so like I'm waking up. So I guess when I got there, we were in the middle of or started winter workouts. So workouts were at 6 a.m. every day. So I was waking up at 4:30 every morning, hour and a half before, to make sure I was one, awake, two, had to be weighed in, um, and three, kind of just a personal choice of getting up that early in order to get myself awake and going. But it's like stuff like that makes it different. I don't go out or anything or party, so that's just me and not what you normally would hear, I guess, from first year college students. Yeah, I mean, really just football. Football in school has been my experience so far.
I just made out with my burrito.
Good. Fortunately, I cannot see that. So yeah, no, I love it. I like being away from home, but not being away from home, kind of like we just mentioned. Like I'm still able to go home and see mom, see dad, the
Now,
cats.
that means since you're kind of relatively close, do you still get asked to do like to run errands and chores and stuff for the house and blah blah blah?
Yeah.
I'm so happy I'm in Florida.
Well, not when I'm here.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like
Like when I'm home, I mean, I will
I
if I'm
mean, yeah,
asked, but
I mean, both of us will, yeah. But it's like I know when I come home, it's like I do love coming home,
once you're home, you want to go back.
but man, do I love being here. Like I literally am so happy here in Florida. Like it's like I'm alone. It's my own. Like I kind of have the whole state to myself.
Yeah.
And I'm my own person here, and I love being around family and stuff, but man, like after a couple of days, it's just like, dude, like it's really weird, right? Because like our mom came and visited me maybe like a month ago. She had come down here, and actually episode 11 was with her when she was down here. Lars is trying to dig into my butt. Stop it. But it was cool, right? So like when I picked mom up at the airport, when I saw her, right? Like physically, like, and this happens every single time when I see, maybe like dad or mom when I'm picking them up. When I see them, in that moment, I think to myself, oh yeah, I don't see them every day. It's hard because I'm texting them every day. I'm calling them every day.
But you
Like
don't see them.
I call mom every single day. I talk to
Yeah.
dad every single day. But when I see them in person, I forget that I'm, across the country.
Yeah.
Like even right now, like I forget that I'm in Florida and you're in Illinois, and that me and you aren't close. Like I forget
Yeah.
that. So when I see mom and dad at the airport and I pick them up, it's kind of like a shock, and I you never get used to it. You will always feel that, and you think to yourself, yeah, the last time I saw mom was a year ago. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I kind of think of that like when I go to Birmingham to train in the summer. That first summer was like really
Sure.
hard, but like now, it's to the point where now like I don't even like because I'm here in college, like it's kind of the same kind of situation. I'm away from home at a different place. I'm still calling mom every day and
Sure.
still texting
Yeah.
mom every day. So like it's
I
just
guess.
everything else.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is that I'm not there.
I guess the thing specific to me is just the fact of the distance, and I totally forget that, because like I'm so automized that I have my schedules, I have my businesses, I have work, I have the hobbies, I have the friends and whatnot, and I am so structured and time oriented, and I'm so business oriented and money oriented that that takes up every day, which is the best way to live, is when every day you're doing something that you either like doing, love doing, or am earning from doing. And I'm doing that every single day. So when I actually think of like, when was the last time I saw Declan? What was it? When was
Christmas.
it had to have been a holiday, right?
Christmas.
It was Christmas. I'll be damned. Those are what, January, December, and then I'll be damned. Really?
Yeah, almost 5 months from now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it's, when you think about it, it's crazy. But when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna forget that we talked about this, and it's gonna go back to, it feels like you aren't 6 states away, right?
I think part of that is
cool thing about technology.
I think part of that is kind of like we talked about earlier, growing up, because we were so different and things we liked. We had similarities, obviously, but we spent so much time doing the things we liked, which were so different that they were already apart from each other.
Fair.
Do you kind of see what I'm getting at? That we already spent like time away, kind of, growing up, doing separate things.
But we still slept in the same house. It's like.
Well, yeah, okay, but then think about it. You were waking up at a different time than I was. Wouldn't see each other in the mornings. So some of that, I think, carries over. I'm not saying all of it,
Sure.
but I think some of that carries over. That, like, I was already used to that. I spent 2 years at home, being a only child.
Yeah.
So, like, it's stuff like that, I think, is what.
Oh man, dude,
makes that.
You got it, dude. We have
forgot about that, dude.
We have to dig into that. I have no info on how
I forgot
that went.
about that.
Tell me, dude.
Yeah.
Go from the start. So what? I moved to Florida the weekend after my high school graduation. I did not wait. I had to get out of there.
No, it wasn't
dude.
that. It wasn't that early. You moved in August,
dude.
You moved in August.
No.
I know that for a fact. You moved in August because I was back
correct.
from
Yes.
from Alabama. Yes. It was in August.
So maybe it was a month.
You graduated in May. June,
How
July.
do you remember
August.
when I graduated? I don't even remember.
Who graduates in June or July?
Was
or
it seriously
April?
May?
Everybody graduates in May.
I guess I just never paid attention. So May, June,
What?
July. Okay, so
you were in person for that. It's not like you were online for that.
well, yeah, no crap. I don't, dude. I could not tell you, where I was when I found out that, when the second plane hit the tower. Like I don't know, right? So
you were actually in the McDonald's parking lot. Because
I was actually
mom was pregnant with you in the McDonald's parking lot.
I was actually what?
No, mom was pregnant with you in the McDonald's parking lot.
Again, this is like the crazy, almost autistic intelligence level that you have, where it's like, how? Pardon my French, Mom. How the hell do you know that?
Like, actually, September 1st, 2000 or September 9th or September 11th, 2001.
There you go.
You were in mom's stomach exactly 4 months and 3 days worth of incubating. Like, how? This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's no, dude. I could not
think
even.
about it. In a little under 2 months, you would have been born. That's a lie. Next year, you would have been born. Scrap that. That's wrong.
What are you talking about?
You were born in 2002, not 2001.
Again, I don't remember. So,
Wait, so
I
then that math doesn't add up.
I graduated in May.
I guess, yeah. That doesn't matter.
2 months later, I guess, I moved to Florida. Yep. I needed to get out of that hole. Oh, I needed to go. Man, I had the pieces stacked up against me, brother. Like every bad thing that could happen to a person happened to me like at the end of senior year of high school. And I was just so excited to leave. It's and now let me get this straight, right? When you hear people say that, you think to yourself, typically it usually is followed by the person saying that there's a bunch of people that they hate that they need to get away from. I had none of that. I had no issues with any of the people. It was just me. I was just so ready, and I was so overdue for a fresh start somewhere. And Florida was it. I mean, it's the best place to be. The weather's amazing. The music is amazing. I mean, every single Hispanic person that I've become friends with has said that I was meant to be born Hispanic, but mom accidentally dropped me into the bucket of white paint. So, this is like my heaven. And being on my own for the first couple of months was pretty odd. So I was living with two people at the time, and just kind of just trying to figure that out, and because all of a sudden you don't. I mean, I'm gonna preface this until college starts, right? But you don't have any homework. You don't have any theater practice to go to. You don't have any football practice to go to. You have no extracurriculars. Your extracurriculars now are the ones that you can come up with, which is the freedom that moving out gives you. So, I'm gonna finish this thought up, and then we'll go back to you. But yeah, so I had moved out, and of course, mom's calling and texting me every minute, right? Her baby boy is gone, and blah blah blah, and yeah, it took maybe a month for me to really finally kind of learn, just to learn what to do with my time, right? Because then I started college, and obviously that's when that's when I had homework and whatever, but even then, it's like you get home and it's like, well, no one took you to school. You took yourself to school. No one picked you up. You left yourself. You used the key to unlock the door to your own apartment. It's a lot. And it's exciting, but it's also scary because it's like, well, you don't want to fall into that trap of, I have so much free time, I'm going to do whatever I want and then waste time, right? Someone could look at that and kind of see it as an opportunity to be lazy, to waste time, maybe to sit around and DoorDash all of the ice cream that they possibly can, I mean, that's a very serious situation for some people, because maybe they didn't have that kind of freedom when they were back at home. So now that they're moved out, they can take all of the repressed thoughts and actions and then act them out as their own adult. So but yeah, so I moved out. Obviously mom and dad's first kid to move out. I'm in Florida. Y'all are in Illinois. Tell me from the start of when you guys got back home after, because we all drove down there.
Yeah, because you had to move.
Correct. Yeah, it was like, me, grandma, grandpa, dad, mom, and then you. Y'all got me situated, packed things up. You took the 16-hour drive back home. You guys pulled into the driveway. Tell me how that started and what happened.
It started the minute we left. I mean, you're the first child to leave the house, so mom was in shambles.
Yeah, she was.
And so I mean, yeah. So that was a quiet car ride. I just laid in the back and slept. Um, no, she was pretty out of it for about 2 weeks, I would say.
Makes sense.
Really just getting used to only having one kid at home. I really didn't have to like take up that many chores. I don't think. 'Cause a lot of it, like a lot of the chores we did was pretty. Either of us could have done it, you know. It was just more so one person did it and the other person did the other ones. So in that aspect of it, it wasn't a whole lot to add on to what I already had to do, other than getting around holidays. That's when I had to do a lot more, because you couldn't tag team it with two people. Oh gosh, and then I'll get to that, I guess. But no, it wasn't bad. It was just weird because there was only one kid. Um, I can't say much changed really though, because for me, simply just because, like we've talked about 4 times now, we were very different. So especially in that time in high school,
Yeah,
going
and we
senior
hated
year,
each other.
well, there's that too.
I'm
But
just kidding.
no, like you know what I mean. So we already were spending that much time away from each other because I had my own things I had to do, you had your things, and whenever we were home, the other person wasn't.
Yeah,
You
basically.
know. So some of the time, it genuinely didn't feel like you weren't away.
Yeah,
I
but you
wouldn't say it
missed
didn't
me.
feel like you were.
You
It
missed
wasn't.
me.
It wasn't so much that you weren't
You missed
home.
me.
It
You
was just the
missed
fact
me.
that you weren't away.
You
Well,
missed
yeah.
me. Yeah. Loser.
I will say there was nobody to make fun of me, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but no, it wasn't bad. I mean,
I thought the chores would be the worst part, to be honest with you.
really wasn't.
I was kind of when I had finally settled in, I thought like, oh man. But I guess now that I think about it, like the only time you would notice it would be around like Christmas, like
Yeah, it was really
wrapping
Christmas
presents and
because
stuff like that, and getting stuff cleaning and
minus
stuff.
one kid allows the house to be a little bit more clean.
Fair enough, yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes
so
sense.
I would say really the only one I picked up would be the cats. That's not a bad thing to have
Oh,
to do.
I hated it.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
It's just
that
the
hard.
fact the fact that we have litter boxes downstairs. I'm just like,
That I would say it was more annoying. It wasn't that I
so
didn't like to do. It
annoying.
was just annoying
like
because you had to do.
if
You had to
we
do
had
2
like
upstairs. You had to do like 3 downstairs.
if we had like 8 litter boxes, but just in the first room of the house, I wouldn't be as bothered by having 3 downstairs.
Thanks to the Lord, we both don't live at the house while Mom runs this cat foster care.
I seriously probably would have.
I don't know how Dad does it.
I seriously, dude, I think about that sometimes, and I've genuinely had nightmares about.
Well, because think about it. I am home, so I do help out with it. I
You
basically
sucker.
am home, so I
How
do
about
still help out
how
with
about
it.
you
But
explain?
if I was living at
Hey,
home,
Stop. How about we explain what we're talking about?
oh yeah. So our mother runs a. I didn't know if you guys talked about this in the last one.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but
Our mother runs a cat like foster care system. So they will bring in so many people will take cats to us
and this was
to
one of
house-
them.
to house for a certain period of time until they're ready to get to a new home.
And this baby boy was one of them. Lars.
The second cat that we ever had ended up staying. And that is our mother's cat, which I had a dream the other night that it got breast cancer. That can't happen with cats.
What the hell is wrong with you? What? Then did you guys run like a breast cancer pink 5K or something?
No, I just remember being at the vet and they said, yeah, Little has breast cancer.
Did they give Little like a mammogram or something?
I don't remember that much.
Can you see Lars, Declan?
No, you are not on my screen. Um,
Lars.
but no, okay. Bottom line, she runs a cat foster care system. The entryway to our house is just a cat sanctuary.
Oh,
Um,
it's crazy.
and now it's not as bad as it used to be. When it
Right,
started,
right.
we had not just the breezeway, but we had the garage. Our
Oh man.
dad built a like cat habitat. So like half the garage was this cat habitat that is now in the breezeway,
Dude,
or the entryway.
if
So
if mom
we had the entire entryway and the garage full of cats. We
oh
had
yeah.
27 cats at one time.
If mom started the cat fostering while I was still there, which means you would have Ow!
I would have had to. I would
Oh!
have had to.
Ow! Oh! Lars, you are oh dude. Lars has this damn it. Dude, Lars is so playful, but sometimes he likes to jump up, like jump straight up and then just latch on me, but he latches on like my back. So like the claws just go right into my back and I just fall down. All
Yeah.
right. Back to what I was saying. If mom had started the cat fostering while we were still there, dude, I would have broken some commandments. Like I seriously like mom's listening to this right now. Mom, I love you, but I would hope you had, and I think you do. I would have hoped you had the amount of humanity to you to know that that would be the worst if she
I
was
think the
doing
reason
that
why
when we were
it
there.
never happened is simply because this is a way. It started out really as a way for her to
Well, it's
um,
yeah, it
do
started.
something because I mean at
It
that
started
time
when I moved out.
now both of her kids are gone.
It started when I moved out, but then it really ramped up when you moved out,
No, I wouldn't say it started when you
right?
moved out. No,
I
it
thought it
started this
did.
summer the year later
Okay, fair.
because that's when I started to get moved out. But I think we had somebody kept dropping off cats. That's why.
And then mom
And
was like,
then one of
"All
them
right,
being Little, which is our mother's cat right now.
right,
But so then through my last semester of high school, that's when she really kind of started to get into it more.
yeah,
And then
yeah, fair enough, fair
but then
enough."
once I was left, that's when it really started to go. Because then she ended up working with somebody else that also did it, and then together they made this new organization for cat
Hmm.
foster care.
I
So
mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, both of her kids move out, and now she's by
she's just got
herself, and
cats.
she wants something to do, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's man, mom is definitely a trooper for that. But that's where y'all know Lars. He's come in on other episodes, but he's from that little project. I'm gonna be getting a second cat maybe in the next 2 months. That's also gonna be from that program that mom's running. So tell me, so like back to like you in college, dude. What like anything crazy about college? I mean, me and you are 2 years apart, so I had already graduated by the time you were
You
halfway
graduated when I
through.
graduated high school.
Yeah, I graduated college when you
So I
graduated
at that
high
time I
school.
already had a semester of college in because of enrolling early.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, tell me about that, dude. I mean, is there any shocks, anything crazy that you've witnessed? Because I know college in Florida. I have seen things that many souls have not and wish not to see. So
No, I
okay,
really
well
haven't.
that was it. Right. Well, that was exciting.
Well,
Um,
I mean, I don't do anything other than football and school. So
I don't know.
If
I
I'm
guess
not, if I'm not doing either of those, I'm just in my apartment, so I'm not. There's no way for me to even like experience stuff like that, you
since
know.
my school was music, I was kind of surrounded by it a lot, I guess.
And yeah, you were surrounded by all that stuff, and I'm
Plus, like,
not.
I'm really good at making friends, and you know, and I'm more social, and I just,
Well,
you
I
know, I
have
just
120 friends that I see every day.
it's your football team, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Penis implants.
Overrated.
I wasn't asking your opinion.
Oh,
I learned about this the other day. So, as y'all know, I work at a hospital.
you witnessed one, didn't you?
No, I mean, I as much as I wish I could say yes, no, but I do get the supplies ready for those surgeries. Like I've said in the past, just to keep the anonymity of such topic, I work in supplies at a very powerful hospital, chain of hospitals. So since I work in supplies and I got my promotion, I work in the OR in the surgery core, and I get all of the supplies ready for every surgery. So we'll do probably 20 to 30 surgeries a day, and each surgery calls for a long specific list of items, and the name of the surgery is always at the top of each what we call preference cards, and I got to get the supplies ready for a penile implant. Rather interesting. Like, I had a hand in a man's journey of a working penis, and this is not juvenile. You know, this is serious. These are real operations and real patients. But I touched this man's fake penis because I was the one who put it into the box. Why are you laughing?
It's so funny.
It is. So I got to learn about this, and the reason why I put it on my notes is because I've been trying to. So in the sterile core, which is what we call like the big room, and it's walls and walls of supplies and like big giant carts that you can push left and right. You know, kind of like old timey ladders in a library, right? Where it's on like a wheel,
Yeah.
and in that core is also doors to each operating room. So we have like 7 operating rooms, I think 5 or 7. But like I said, there's 30 surgeries going on every single day, and surgeries take about 30 minutes to like 4 hours, and I can actually see through the window. So there's only one door separating me from the operating room where I can see into it, and I can watch a doctor, a surgeon, actively work on a patient's bowels and intestines, and I could just watch it just with my own eyes. And I've been purposely forcing myself to watch every surgery just so I can get used to it, and I guess desensitized to it, because I haven't been used to that before. But I've seen a lot of things now. These eyes have seen war, and even though I didn't see it in person, I did learn about how they install the penile implant, and I actually watched a video of them doing it, and there is no. The fact that I even have to figure out which ring of hell that video was made on is too much. It is that is some nature right there, brother. You've got some serious nature going on in that. Basically, Declan, and I'll explain it to you. The penile implant. Have you ever had a dog? Have you ever had a balloon in the shape of a dog? Like a balloon animal?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like the balloons that they use are like really like long and very easily like squishy.
Yeah.
Two of them, like thin sausages, are put into the penis, and then there is a air chamber apparatus that's put behind the penis, more towards your anus,
Okay.
and that's where the air is stored. And then like that kind of pump that you squeeze to blow something up,
Yep.
kind of like a blood pressure cuff, that is how you turn your penis on.
Huh.
Would you like to know where they put that pump?
In the butt.
In the balls.
So you just
You have a
go
third.
like that?
You have a third ball.
That
So-
can just sit there and squeeze.
Well, yeah. You have to pump it up like you're pumping up a tire, but you have to just search for it, and you have to make sure you start squeezing the right one. Because can you imagine how much that would hurt if you go down there not thinking to
It's like
act
too quick. You just start
to
squeezing it.
activate your member, and you squeeze one of your actual testicles and not the pump. Dude, that's like a that's
self-harm.
like a self kill. Like that's like that's like the craziest instance of like friendly fire. So
Yeah.
you pump it up, go, and it is, and it's like a balloon. And then to deflate it, you hit a different button, and it goes, and I got to learn about that. And this is not a laughing matter. This is not to joke around. These are serious surgeries
Yeah.
of
Because it's a medical reason, right? It's not just somebody likes it.
correct. Because it has nothing to do with reshaping it. It's purely
Saving it.
so it can be used.
Yeah.
And it's typically installed on older people who are still active sexually, but their body inhibits them from getting enough blood down there. And because this, again, me and you can talk about this as brothers, because this is science. And after you go on the balloon animal, much like you would see a clown use at a circus, it's very interesting. And and I actually watched a video of a man demonstrating how it's used, and you don't ever come back from that. You
From what, watching it or having it done to you?
from watching it.
Okay.
There is no. The moment you watch the videos that I watched, you have permanently lost a little bit of yourself, and no, you cannot get it back. I don't care who you are changed once you finish those videos. But this is all in the name of science. So
Yeah.
we were watching it, just learning. Again, that's some like Discovery Channel stuff right there. I don't see it being used as the front cover of the next National Geographic magazine, but who knows,
Well, on the topic
Very
of Discovery
interesting.
Channel stuff, and kind of on the topic that we've been
Maybe.
talking about, in one of my classes, we watched cats have sex.
There you go.
That was lovely.
I
We
need to
and
know.
not just that, 4 times, 4 different videos
Interesting.
of cats having
Hmm.
sex.
Now, let's stay professional here. Let's just think scientifically. Our mother is watching. Is the professor, does the professor, is the professor, uh, how can I put this? Are there any states that your professor cannot enter?
No,
Does your professor have a very cool jewelry on their ankle, and when they get too close of a kindergarten, it starts beeping?
no.
No? Okay. Interesting.
This is an animal science class.
Oh, well, you should have led with that. I thought
Yeah,
this was
it's an animal science
I thought this was like the board,
No.
the
We didn't just decide to watch it.
Why do you think I reacted the way I did? I thought this was just like the freaking board, like
No.
the board game club or something. Like, dude, check.
No,
dude,
this was a part of it. Like we
shoots
talked
and
about
ladders and cat
the anatomy and biology of different animals.
shoots and ladders and cat sex, bro.
Like
What
no,
the heck, dude?
we actually watched that. So that was
Why
lovely.
4 times?
I learned the anatomy of a cat penis. It has spikes on it.
Why? It has what?
Yeah, it stimulates ovulation.
Okay, so you stop right there. Why 4 times? That's the kind of thing that gets burned into your brain the first time.
Exactly.
In case
I
someone
couldn't-
was sleeping,
Maybe it wasn't 4. Maybe it was 3, but it was more
it's-
than 2.
It's hey dude, it's 3 too many. That's what the heck? How did you guys stay silent during that? You guys
Dude, we
must have
didn't.
been.
We didn't.
You guys.
Because I have like 4 or 5 football players in that
Well,
class. with me.
were y'all dying laughing normally, or were
Yes.
y'all dying laughing but trying to hold it back so you didn't get in trouble?
Both.
Oh, dude, isn't that so cruel? How when you're laughing in a class, the more trouble that you would get for being caught laughing just makes it even funnier because you're looking
Yes.
you're looking around at all of your friends and you're all making really
Yes.
dumb faces. Dude, that in choir back in
Yes,
high
dude.
school, bro.
Oh my gosh.
That was the
With-
best part about choir is me
You
and
know what I'm
all
talking
of my
about?
friends.
If I say AR,
Of course I do. Of course I do. Me and all of my friends, like my buddies who were seniors and then Declan's friends and something like one of the weird kids would do something super stupid. We all laugh or someone like makes like a really pathetic fart. Like we're all sitting there in silent and all you hear is just like like.
well, it's always the guys too.
Oh yeah,
Because we're all in the same spot, obviously, because of the way
and
you have the
it
choir
was
set up.
so much funnier because we had to hold it back so hard. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, dude, dude, honestly, Declan, I missed that probably the most from high school was those times in class where everyone was trying to not laugh. It's
Especially when you're in the
so
back,
funny.
too. You're in the back of
so
the class.
funny.
Because you're
and-
seeing everybody else react to
Oh,
certain
yeah.
things.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so good. Yeah.
But, like, you're also still paying attention, but you're just
Oh.
not doing anything with the information. Because, like, you're able to sit in the back of the class and still get away with, like, the teacher asking you questions, you know? Not, like, just sitting in the back and not doing anything.
So,
But you're able to just have fun with it.
So you guys were doing this when you were watching cat sex.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? How many other animals did you learn about?
A lot.
Did
I
all of them?
did a presentation on the wombat.
Of course you did. And what does
They
the
poop square.
Sorry. What?
It's I can't remember if they always do, but sometimes when they're dehydrated, they poop square.
Do they have like a trash compactor in their bowels? Like that like and like crushes it.
I learned that the echidna has
A 3-headed penis.
four heads.
Oh,
Not
must
three,
have had a recent patch. Okay.
Yeah, it's 4, and there is a lovely photo of it on the screen for 20 minutes longer than it should have been.
What are those candles that Jewish people put out for Hanukkah?
I don't know what it's called.
It's like the most twisted version of that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, because only 2 of them work.
What the heck
Because the female echidna has 2 vaginas.
So the extra 2, and
kinda just like
again,
hang out.
this is scientific. We are not,
Yes,
because
this is scientific
we
stuff.
wouldn't
I
just
learned about this in a science class.
we wouldn't just talk about this stuff because it's funny, because that'd be inappropriate, right? I mean,
Exactly.
this is purely for learning. Okay, for learn. So the extra 2 penis heads on the echidna is like when you put a spoiler on a Honda Civic. Or I guess the Honda
Yeah.
Civic already comes with the spoiler.
If you get the Type R, then it already has the spoiler.
Interesting.
But if you're taking a 99 Toyota Camry,
Right,
putting
okay.
a spoiler on that thing, then it's the same as having
The 2 extra.
4-headed echidna penis.
Interesting. I wonder why that is. Why? Okay, why are you laughing? I wonder why that is. It's like
Platypus has 2
what?
heads to his penis.
Also, the platypus is dangerous.
Yes.
The platypus, I had no idea, but the platypus is literally like the closest thing that we're gonna get to an X-Men. Like, it is like a water-dwelling mammal that lays eggs to live birth. So it's like a water-based mammal that lays eggs to live birth, and it has these poisonous knives under its little feetsies.
Yep.
It's like the worst character from Assassin's Creed. Like, it's if like they had like a furry update for Assassin's Creed, and like it's venomous, like it's venomous or something, and
Oh, I know.
it looks like a beaver, but with a duck head, and it's like, what the heck?
It's got an otter body.
Hold on, I have to look at a picture of one because I haven't seen one in a long time.
Or somebody did, when I did my wombat presentation, somebody did a platypus presentation. So it's got an otter body. It has the duck bill.
Yeah, I'm
And then it
looking
has
at
the
it
beaver
right
tail.
now. I mean, I can't even. I mean,
I did a nature documentary for my presentation.
like if dude, if you know any atheists, show them the platypus and tell
That's
them
God's creation
that
right there.
someone didn't like and tell
Who evolved into that?
huh?
Who evolved into that?
Dude,
You
Because-
know? Like,
okay,
that's the exact
okay, so
question we need to ask.
so let's have this conversation. The belief in evolution does not mean we don't believe God created the earth. Evolution and religion go hand in hand, because evolution is a scientific process that God
Well,
had
yeah, everything.
had
I
designed.
think of it more as adaptation rather than evolution.
Well, no, because evolution is real in the sense of natural selection. So, for example, giraffes did not always have long necks. They like the first early giraffes looked more like horses. The reason they have long necks now, and again, this is over many years of generations of giraffes being born and whatnot. The giraffes started with the giraffes looked like horses, but the region at which the giraffes dwelled, their food was very high. So let's say we have 100 ancient giraffes that are all the size of horses have normal necks. But out of those 100, 2 of them have slightly longer necks. Slightly longer necks. They're going to be able to reach higher than the other 98, right? So that means the other 98 either die, or they mate with a longer neck giraffe. And slowly, over many generations, the current giraffes are basically just the byproduct of many generations of longer and longer and longer necks of ancient giraffes. And the only reason why they all have long necks now is because the only ones that could survive and to then mate were the ones who could reach the food. So over time, that's why all giraffes have long necks now. Now take that science that I just spat at you and apply it to the platypus. It's so difficult to understand. I'm looking at it right now. Like, it's if it didn't have like the duck bill, then it would make sense. It was some sort of ancestor.
It's a different classification of a beaver at that point.
Exactly. It's like some sort of ancestor of the water-dwelling mammals in the same family as otters and beavers and things like that, right? But the duckbill is where it all goes. It all goes off because we don't have a single mammal. We do not have a single mammal with anything close to a duck's bill.
Yeah.
And then boom, we just have this.
Unless a beaver and a duck mated. You got quiet.
Oh, I'm thinking. Wow.
No, because the whole purpose of a mammal is to have mammary glands. Ducks don't have those, so
I'm sorry, what?
the reason mammals are called mammals is because they have mammary glands.
Right. For milk, for live birth.
Yeah, live birth. Yeah. So that they couldn't be made with a duck.
A duck's penis is corkscrew.
Corkscrew, yeah.
A female duck's vagina is maze-like. Did you know that? It has
I think we learned about that.
it has like dead ends and trap corners and stuff like that. And I think every female duck has one little minotaur guarding that. Do you remember that? Mini tar, mini tartar, mini tartar, mini tartar, mini tartar, mini tartar, mini tartar.
Tobuscus.
Then turn to Timmy, looking so silly. Wake up, Timmy! There could be a monster, dude. Man, we grew up. We grew up with like during the best era of the internet.
Best time of YouTube, yes.
I had it better just because I was like just 2 years earlier than you were,
and you were a little bit more in tune with what was going on with it. I kind of just like watched it.
But you still got it from. You still got it from me though, because I would show you.
You would show me, and then I would continue to watch it.
Man,
like I said, I watched it. You were more like in tune with
Safety
it.
torch, safety torch, and nugget, biscuit, nugget in a biscuit, nugget, biscuit, nugget in a biscuit. Try it with some mashed potatoes.
Yeah. What else did he do? He did a lot of other stuff.
I
think his thing was the
sexual
Aether.
assault.
Remember in Minecraft?
What?
The Aether.
Oh, I never watched those. I just watched his freaking awesome music videos.
I actually watched his Minecraft stuff.
Wow. Oh man, dude, Dude, you know who I went and watched the other day to go down memory lane, bro?
Who?
I know everyone hates taking guesses, but just you are familiar with maybe some of the ones I used to watch a long time ago. Think.
Ryan Higa.
Never watched him for a second. What?
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I can't say the name.
I know, I know who it is. I telling you, I've
I
never.
swear you did.
I think. Well,
Maybe that might have been Tyron and I.
it was definitely you entire. I never watched that, and the only thing closest to that was like me and the core four learned one of his songs because we thought it was funny.
That's where I got it from. Because I'm the one
Yeah.
that got us in trouble for singing it in the shower.
Oh yeah, and then
Nice
I got
guys,
finished last. That's
why
why I treat you like trash,
and
and isn't a ways I wanna
that's just the
be.
way it's supposed to be.
And
Oh,
then there's like SW. It's like sweet wholesome gal SWH or something. SWG SWG.
sweet
Bro,
wholesome
I
gal.
totally forgot about that.
Something like
Man,
that.
dude, that is funny. Yeah, and then I got in trouble because my choir teacher in junior high heard me singing it, and because for some, okay, I had this really weird thought where for some reason I thought if I sang a song, no one would understand what the words meant.
I think that's just because we didn't understand what the words meant.
Right. Exactly because no, okay, sorry. Dude, I'm going even more specific. I'm saying like so I would listen to music. And back then I was listening to a lot of Eminem and stuff like that or just like like the music back then I would say well what was that like I would say like 2012 to 2015, the music was a lot of like really poppy, kind of some rap, and I never knew the lyrics into anything. You would just mumble the phonetics, right?
Yeah.
But the only ones I did learn were the ones I actually looked up like the music video for. Like I
Yeah.
remember one night staying up in junior high. Like I stayed up for like 3 hours late at night, putting the I need a doctor" by Eminem lyric video over and over and over again so I could memorize the lyrics.
Yeah.
And
I think that was Minecraft parodies for me.
for some reason I thought if I can't understand the lyrics right away, then I think that's a scientific thing and no one else can. So I was
Yeah.
singing it in choir and Mrs. S,
Yeah.
Mrs. Yeah. She was like, "What
Oh.
on earth are you singing?" And I was like, "Wait, you can understand that?" Like I don't know why I thought I was like speaking another language. Gosh, I was stupid.
Well, I think it's not so much that we thought that like we kind of correlated the two of memorizing lyrics
Sure.
and understanding what they say as the same thing.
Right.
Because I can listen to a song, I can understand what it means, but I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Fair.
like
Yeah.
you know the lyrics before you memorize them.
But now
So we just mashed those together, thinking that like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
If you don't know the lyrics, then you're not gonna know what it means.
But yeah, this all came from the fact that a duck's penis is corkscrew.
Actually,
Hit me.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
So yeah, that and it is rather beautiful, don't you think? All of these crazy things about animals
Crazy how
and
everything kind of just like ties together, and
yeah, like
you just got to dive deep enough.
and we have balloons now that you can put
think-
inside of your genitals.
Well, I think that we kind of really put the phrase, "If you don't have your ducks in a row, you get a platypus." I think we really put that to light. Because we kind of didn't have our ducks all in a row for this. We ended up at the platypus. Which in turn kind of shows that we're able to just like go on our own. And kind of fly with it. Because if you think about it, think really hard, then I hate that I can't see you right now.
You have such a hollow skull. I could not even laugh
because
at
really,
that
if you
if I
really
wanted
think
to.
about
No,
it,
no, there's no thinking about what.
well, no, if you think about it, just put some thought into it. Just hold on, just think about it.
Okay.
If you just put some thought into it,
Okay.
and you really think about it,
I'm thinking. Oh.
or you putting some thought into it.
Yeah.
No, just okay. No, take a second.
Okay.
Think about it.
Okay, hold on. Don't laugh. It's distracting me.
Well, I'm laughing because you're not understanding. Because you got to think about it.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. All right. I'm thinking.
Now think about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the longest 2-minute joke of my life, Declan. Goodness, I wish I could
You
cut
thought
that.
about it.
Shut up. So, yeah. So how old are you now?
19.
Yeah, 19. You are legally an adult, and you are not old enough to drink yet. So I'm gonna skip that question. So I think you'll agree with me on this. I'm going to start it off with a question, and then then I'll explain why I'm asking it. But I want to hear your answer first. Okay. I'm
Yep.
going to say one word, and you tell me your opinion and what you think. All right.
Okay, wait. So you're gonna give me a word, and I
I
say the
just
first
want to
thing on my
hear
mind,
your
or I just give you
immediate
thoughts.
thought. Just your immediate thoughts. Just
The
on
first thing I think of. First thing I think
on
of when you say this word.
on this thing and what you think of it and blah blah blah. Okay. Are you ready?
Okay. I guess.
Sketch.
Wait, say that again. I don't know if I heard you.
Sketch. People can't see you.
What's up, brother?
There you go. We all know this. And if you're an older listener, like my
He has
goal,
Tourette's. Go on.
did you think that was funny?
I did.
Does he actually have Tourette's?
No, I'm talking about you. Is that not what you're gonna say?
Not even close.
I thought you were gonna talk about you having Tourette's.
What? You need to take a urine test for stupidity. That's not, dude. That was like the farthest thing dude. That's not. I wasn't even there. There was not a single hair of a bumblebee's butt cheek that I was gonna even mention Tourette's.
Okay, all right. Well, go on.
You're like, he has
All right.
Tourette's. It's like
Okay.
it's like
about him?
you it's like you talking like you're talking for like 5 minutes. I'm like, you have blonde hair. Like what? All right, thanks for that. Back to what I was saying. I know I have some golden oldies listening. Some of my boys with the higher age number. Sketch is this newish. I'd say new. This new internet figure. I would say celebrity because here's the thing, as much as I don't want to admit it, internet figures are celebrities nowadays. 10 years ago, no. Now, yes.
Well, 'cause
They
I'm pretty
are
sure
celebrities.
he just did. Don't quote me on this, but I think he just announced
I'll
the
quote you.
Texans' first round draft pick.
Well, he had something to do with the draft, and he had something to do with the Lions, because
No, Texans. That's his team.
also the Lions, because
It's
on
in
the
Detroit. That's probably why.
listen to me, bozo.
Okay.
The Lions TikTok account, they had a video of Sketch like saying stuff like as if he were holding the phone that that posted that TikTok right after, like something. But so Sketch is this internet celebrity. He blew up fast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying he got to that point fast, because he had been streaming and making videos and stuff for a while prior, just like everybody else. Like every person that blows up, you think to yourself, wow, they blew up out of nowhere. But then you actually go look at their history, and they're like 500.
They've been doing it for a while. Like
500 videos deep in on a YouTube channel. So
yeah,
but he still did blow up fast. There's a difference, right? Like he could have been doing it for 10 years, and on the and he gradually gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But he it was like one funny clip, and then the next day he's just, I remember the first time I saw a video of him. I hate Twitch. I hate Twitch. Like I hate the Twitch community. I hate Twitch personalities. One of the most annoying people on the planet, I think, is Kai Cenat. I think he is one of the most obnoxious, annoying people on this planet.
You're just jealous.
Yeah. I'm jealous of, dude. I saw a clip when I was on the toilet like 5 minutes before we hopped on this episode of him, and he was just like screaming at his computer about something and just being loud. It was just like, dude, I could not. Who's watching? This is not a good example for freaking kids. I know I sound 50, but it's like, basically kids are watching this guy screaming and yelling and making funny faces and doing all this stupid stuff for like hours, and they look at that and they adopt that kind of behavior, and it's like, dude, this is not healthy. Aiden Ross, dude, what a loser. What like, these people are such bad examples for genuinely anybody. And and you know, like there's so much of this stuff. It's super sexual. Some of this stuff, just drugs, and it's just like, what is this? What, like, the world is truly making this, pardon my French, the world is truly making this shit normal. You know, Aiden Ross, there's like, you know, in big air quotes here, Aiden Ross funny clips of when people think he was on cocaine or sipping lean. And these are people that, like, freaking junior hires are watching, then they go to school the next day, they're like, bruh, dude, hey, teach, bruh. Having no respect for people. They think it's funny, they think it's fine. It's just, dude, and maybe I'm biased, but I feel like when we were growing up, we had plenty of internet, you know, celebrities. It wasn't like this. I mean, sure, there were some. There's always gonna be some, but they were never like this. I mean, you got Kai Cenat, you got Aiden Ross, you have I Show Speed. I Show Speed, or I Show's Penis, is genuinely, I think, one of the most detrimental humans on this earth. Like, I Show Speed, again, it's another internet creator, he is what ADHD medication wishes to cure. Yeah. He is so obnoxious. And again, he can be funny 1 out of 10 times, but the thing is,
it's me and you are sit there and watch his stuff.
But the thing is, me and you are both basically 20, all right?
Yeah.
It's not the same for like a 14-year-old kid. A 14-year-old kid, a 12-year-old kid watches that. So 1 out of 10 times me and you laugh, but 10 out of 10 times that 12-year-old kid laughs, and that 12-year-old kid thinks it's funny. How detrimental is that? You know, I don't know if you saw, but there's how much do you follow IGN on on Instagram?
No.
It's do you know what IGN is?
I've heard of it.
It's a cool like gaming news outlet, and they post some really like clean looking articles and posts and like world news and stuff like that. You know, the US is it might be actually banning TikTok soon.
Yeah. I don't even have it.
I cannot think of a better thing for humanity than that. I mean,
Oh, no.
I go on TikTok when I'm pooping.
I don't even have it.
That's about it. And I have every social media for business, like this podcast that you're listening to. I have a bunch of funny clips on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I have it. And I mean, don't look. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your rear, but I do catch myself from time to time, maybe sitting on the recliner, like, and then 30 minutes will pass, and I'm like, crap, I've been on TikTok for like 30 minutes. And then I get up and then I go out. I go out and do something, right? But
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. So
Yeah.
let me lay it out for you. So basically, this bill to ban TikTok has actually been this bill to ban TikTok in the U.S. has actually been being worked on since the administration of Donald Trump. I believe he was the one who started it. I can't remember, but
maybe I remember it being talked about for a
it
long time.
started
Now
with
it's
him.
really getting talked about.
It started with him, and then of course everyone's like, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. He's banning TikTok, Orange Man bad. Hey, Donald Trump, how about you focus on climate change instead of TikTok? Which, you know, that's a fair criticism. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a fair.
I mean, real quick.
Yes.
Climate change is so much of a bigger picture
Oh no!
than taking an app off of
No.
websites.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying climate change because that's what they're saying.
Oh yeah.
I see it as more of just like a general thing. Like, yeah, sure, you know, you as the president could work on, you know, maybe setting in some laws for like the better treatment of like young girls in like certain parts of the, just something that's actually honorable. Something, you know, something about domestic violence, or maybe
he's not. It's not that he's not doing that though.
No, I'm not.
That's what I'm. That's where I hate it, is because it's
Brother.
not that they're not doing that stuff. It's the fact that they only want to show
and
what he's not doing.
And why is that? Because all of the other things that the president is working on that actually matters doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
So like when they're working on things for like domestic abuse and environmental changes and stuff like that, you know, no, like everyone sees it and it's like, what, like what does the law of an abusive marriage have to do with me? Which is that's just a horrifying thought, to even think that someone's like just thinking none of this matters to them, even though if you've never been through something that one of these more important laws is used for, you need to think of it from a humanity stance. But then once they put TikTok in their scope, that's apparently more important than some of this other stuff to the person complaining. Then they're like, oh, Orange Man bad.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. So then now then you see what's funny, Declan, is that it's not Trump that's doing it now. It's their baby boy Biden doing it now. And so now they're like, what do? Do we get mad at him, or do we this and that? So, you know, I'm not gonna get too political, but so now it's under Biden's administration, this new threat of the ban of TikTok, and the owner of TikTok, I believe it's China. It's a Chinese company, and their spokesperson, you know, the guy who, there was a bunch of memes of like the old white senators asking him like, so let me get this straight. TikTok uses Wi-Fi? And he's like, yes, Senator, blah, blah. So he came out and said this: I would rather ban TikTok in the US than sell. Because I forget, it's either Microsoft or Google. I think Microsoft wants to buy TikTok. I think Microsoft put out an offer to buy it, which I cannot even think of a number that would amount to. So let me give you an example. I believe Disney bought Star Wars for $3 billion, $4 billion. Okay, so Disney paid to buy Star Wars from Lucasfilm $4 billion. But the largest entertainment acquisition as of recent was actually Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft bought Bethesda. Are you aware with what Bethesda is?
Yeah.
Gaming company. Fallout. Skyrim. Doom. Like, some of the biggest names. Starfield. Some of the biggest names in gaming history. Especially Skyrim. I mean, come on. So you have that. So currently, as of today, that is the largest entertainment acquisition. Now you could say, well, what about Twitter? Twitter isn't. I mean, yes, it's social media. It could ride that line of entertainment, but it doesn't. That was $44 billion, which Elon, you stupid man. But yeah, so $7.5 billion Microsoft spent for ZeniMax Media, the parent company of Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Bethesda. I think you can agree with me on this, Declan. I cannot even think to what number Microsoft threw out to TikTok.
Oh yeah.
TikTok makes more money than companies these days.
Yeah.
I cannot even begin to think how much they offered him. It is easily over 10 billion. 10 billion is the absolute lowest. And I refuse to think otherwise. Who is trying to buy TikTok? Yeah. So big tech, obviously. Microsoft, Oracle, and Meta have long been floated as possible candidates to buy out TikTok. This is from www.fortune.com. They have the money, and some of them are already in the social media game. Obviously, of course, Meta. That's the dumbest statement. Of course, Meta's in the social media game. That's all Meta has. I could see so if for some reason a U.S. company were to buy TikTok, which I pray to God does not happen, I would rather see it fall into the hands of Meta instead of Microsoft or Google.
Well, because that's all they do.
Correct, but Microsoft could still buy it.
Yeah.
Google could still buy. I mean, Google bought YouTube. Okay, so Google bought YouTube. YouTube is owned and ran by Google. Google never did any social media. YouTube rides the line of social media and a website. It's not like Instagram, but they bought that. No, they didn't have anything. They didn't have their fingers in any other pies when it comes to social media, but they bought YouTube. And, I wouldn't say that Google's doing great with it, but they're certainly not failing either. So I could totally see Google buying TikTok. And Google is such the enemy, dude. Like, Google is like, and it's so bad, like, I use Google for everything. Like, Google is like the best search engine. It has the best, algorithms. But as a company, dude, they are just a villain waiting to jump, just because of all of the data that they host and that they have. So if TikTok falls into the hands of Google, dude, I mean, I couldn't even tell you. Like, it really should be Meta, because since they changed the name from Facebook to Meta, now I know that the application is still called Facebook, but the parent company isn't Facebook anymore. It's Meta, right? That I mean that happened like 2-3 years ago. It's nothing new, but since they had this whole brand change from Facebook, who owns Facebook, to Meta, who owns Facebook, then they need to capitalize on the fact that they aren't called Facebook anymore. So Meta owns what? Meta owns Facebook, and then they could also be Meta owns this social media, that social media, this social media, that social media. I would rather see it fall into the hands of that. Now, it's going to be over $10 billion. And I'm very happy to see that the spokesperson for TikTok says they would rather ban than sell it, which is amazing for us. That is amazing for us. The fact that the spokesperson, the owner, the king of TikTok, would rather ban it in the US, because why unless if it was for the biggest paycheck in the world, why would he sell it to just the US? Or sorry, to a US company, which TikTok would still be available around the world even if it was owned by Meta, but it's the US that has the power over it now. Why would they sell it to a US company if it wasn't for the biggest paycheck in history, when TikTok does so well everywhere else in the entire world, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, America is the superpower. Yes, America, like so many other countries, have their thumbs in American politics, because 50% of the time what happens in American politics happens to the world's politics. So TikTok would still be doing great, but dude, like, selling is scary, dude. It's the same thing with how mom and dad talk to us about the farm, don't sell, only
don't sell it.
only
Cash
rent it out.
Permanent income.
So, I mean, TikTok is America can pay a whole lot for that, but I seriously think I have my money on him banning it from the US, the US not having it anymore, and then everyone in the US evolves into human beings who aren't always cringe.
Yeah.
And losers.
So I think at that point, with a ban rather than a sell, it's going to somebody's going to try to make a new one.
Yeah.
But it's not going to work.
Oh, of course. I mean,
because they tried to do that with what? Triller, was it?
Dude.
Was it Triller? I think was the knockoff. There's other ones.
You are the first person to say the word Triller in 10 years.
Like, you know what I mean, though? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
They're gonna try to make a new one, but it's just not gonna work. So having it banned is gonna be so much better than it being sold. Look at Vine. They're gonna have a lot more success with making a new one.
Look at Vine. Right?
Yeah.
Look at Vine. Vine was on top, and then one day, boom, Vine's gone. Instagram took over, right? Snapchat, right? All of this new stuff. You're telling me that we can post videos that are longer than 6 seconds? Vine is gone. Although a lot of great stuff was happening on Vine. Then they tried to roll out Vine 2. Well, that burnt and crashed, and that I didn't
even know that.
Yeah, it never worked. TikTok comes out of nowhere. It basically went from.
And with TikTok, though, you could only make like what, 15-second videos?
15-second videos, and it was all like lip syncing.
Now you can make like 10-minute videos.
Oh yeah, no, it's 10 minutes is the max. But dude, here's the timeline for that, right? And I'm probably gonna unlock some memories for some of the listeners out there. It went from Dub Smash to Musically, huh?
Never was on them, but
Musically.
Yeah, I remember when they were
Dub
popular.
Smash to Musically, and then one other, and then it went to then that crowd went to TikTok, because Dub Smash and Musically were all for just lip syncing and making these stupid little videos of people lip syncing to songs, and then when TikTok came out and it was more known, they're like, wait, we can still do the stupid cringe little singing videos, but we can also even do more on it. And then boom, so I really want to see it get banned. And then now this is the final thought that I'll throw out at you before we wrap this up. But it's just kind of made me think, right? So okay, let's say that they ban TikTok. Dude, you already know the amount of people saying that violates the First Amendment. What do you just give me your thoughts on why you think that's right or wrong?
Well, I just don't. My first thought is, explain to me how.
Well, I mean, that's why it's that's why it's a good question.
You know what I mean?
Right?
You can't just say that. You got why is
okay?
It
okay, so let's do a little mock trial here. So, you just
I'm not the right person for this kind of.
So you know I am very politically intelligent, and I know you are too. So, let's let's just say that that I ban TikTok, or no, you ban TikTok, and then I come at you and I say, hey, you just banned a social media that goes against my First Amendment, and the First Amendment is the right to free speech, which means you taking away TikTok inhibits my right to free speech. Isn't it ironic that speech is the one I have the hardest time saying?
A little bit.
Yeah. So yeah. So what?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. How?
You still have that right.
Right.
I'm just taking away a platform you can use it on.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not taking away the right.
Okay.
I'm taking away the platform.
I'm gonna keep on playing the bad guy. Yeah, but it's if I had 2 cups of water and you said I have the right to water, but then you take one of the cups, yeah, I still have water, but you can't take the second cup.
I did.
Declan Duley for president, 2026.
Go find more water. Go find more water.
Yeah, no, it can get
obviously there's flaws in with what I'm doing there because I don't know obviously all the details.
Well, yeah,
because it's kind of that kind of principle. Because I'm not
you're
taking
stupid,
away the right. The right is still there. It's always going to be there. Go find a different way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And and yes, banning a social media can have something to do with the First Amendment, but it's so you really have to stretch it. You really have to stretch it.
I was going to say that exactly because think about it. It's like I'm just thinking of 3: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Exactly.
Take away one, you still have 2 left.
Okay, but
I get it. It's a different form, and one's more popular than the other.
Here's why I think that's not a good example, because I'm not saying okay. So don't think of it as in, why are you mad we took one away? You have 4 left. That still implies that those 4 can also be in jeopardy in the future. That's not what me and you need to be arguing for. What me and you need to be arguing for is the fact that TikTok has nothing to do with free speech in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? So, because also as you know,
social media is not the basis of free speech.
Right. Well, as you know, the third point in the First Amendment is the right to a right to gather. I believe a right to, for the lack of better terms, the right to gather. And then someone could say, well, we gather on TikTok because we have COVID or something like that. I just look, and I know we're talking about this a lot, and I know that you're playing Tetris, but
Actually, I'm not.
I this is something I'm really passionate about because no, I don't like things just getting banned willy-nilly. It's kind of like the same thing where it's like, you know, I mean, this is a very very drastic example, but like the book that Hitler wrote should not be an unbuyable book. I think every book ever should be able to be purchased or read or rented, because if you start taking away even the bad books, then you are burning history, right? If you take so, you know, I obviously I'm not the first one in line at the Mein Kampf book signing event at the Barnes and Noble, but it's the principle. We cannot allow any form of government to start destroying and throwing away certain things of history, no matter how heinous and terrible they are, because that's still history, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Hitler did burn books. He burnt so many. He would burn Bibles and books. So then, for you to say we need to ban every single evil book by every single evil person, then I'm not saying you're doing the exact same thing, but don't you think it's kind of along the same line? I mean, every
I think
bit
it all
of
has to do with intent.
every bit of information
You can have
needs
the same action but different intent.
every single bit of information needs to be public. I think it's I think nothing should be banned. I don't think any book should be banned. Anything. It's all up to what we as humanity call free will. And it's the same kind of free will that lets me look up what an echidna's four-headed penis looks like. Am I right? Or am I right?
That one, my free will was walking into class not knowing I was going to have to look at that.
Amen, brother. Well, look, guys, thank you so much for listening or watching this rather long episode of the Something Cafe podcast. I wanted to keep it going just because I found this rather fun. But you guys know where to find me. You guys know where to listen. You can listen to the Something Cafe podcast on Spotify, on Apple Music. You can watch it and listen to it on YouTube. You can listen to it on Amazon Music, and you can listen to it on iHeartRadio podcasts. This was episode 15 with Declan Duley. Go to the social medias, Something Cafe Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, until it gets banned, and go follow there. That's where all of the funniest clips go. We had a video the other day hit 10,000 views, so people are really enjoying those over there. We would love it to see you guys hop over there to the social medias, get some merch for you and your loved ones. Duck penis merch coming soon, and there's a prime example of what not to do. Interrupt the outro. And guys, thank you. Thank you so much for grabbing a cup and stopping by the Something Cafe. Declan, do you have anything you wanna shout out? You wanna tell people where to go or where to find you or who you are or whatever?
Big Ten Network coming in fall. Got a good schedule going. The new Big Ten organization.
And remind them who you are.
And I was getting there.
Remind them.
I'm Declan Duley. You can find me on Instagram at Declan Duley. It's pretty cut and dry. Find the one that has the number 31 in it. Yeah.
We got Punter Declan Duley for the University of Illinois, number 31, going to get drafted not into the military, not into the NFL, into the science fair, for mammal genitalia. Thank you for stopping by, everybody. Thank you for grabbing a cup, and thank you for watching the Something Cafe. We will see you guys later.